My question was about where this video was uploaded to.
Mhm. Yeah, so we don't actually know exactly where it was uploaded. So the felony scam that was run against me was very elaborate, and it actually even had a story where they claimed that they had found it on this Emule peer-to-peer website. But we had speculated that it was either posted to some type of UFO forum because all the early accounts that had posted it were all in Spanish. So we had speculated it might be like a South American website where it got posted to, or we also speculated like potentially just the dark web somewhere that someone throws it out there. Um, so if it was a leak that somebody leaked this, it seemed like they weren't sending it to CNN, or if they did, CNN wasn't running with it, right? They were trying to get it to just
Right.
show up out there somewhere. And then they assumed, probably like people like Bob Lazar did, that the media isn't corrupt in the United States and that they would find it and then report on it. And then everyone would look at it and go, oh, those coordinates are in the Nicobar Islands. This must be what happened to the plane. But they potentially underestimated the fact that the media in the United States is controlled just like in Russia and China is, and that everything would just be silenced, and that also no one would believe it either. I think that, as I mentioned early on,
Right.
there's a specific set of requirements to even begin to understand it to be real. And I think this aligns very well with, what they call UAP disclosure out there, right? Like UAP disclosure is never going to come from the government. What's going to happen is when enough people in this world believe that UAPs can be real, then everybody's going to say, oh, yeah, of course, they've always been real, right? Like that's how, I mean, it's kind of sad state of affairs for humanity, but that's how things actually work. And then once everybody, like 75 or 80% of people are like, yeah, UAPs are real, then CNN will report on it, right? It's like whatever's popular is what's real, not based on, factual evidence.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So there's no clear origin of where this video came from, actually.
Yeah, I mean, if you think that it's hoax, then you probably think that Regicide Anon is in on the hoax somehow, which doesn't make a lot of sense because if you look at the list of requirements, a lot of it's like military classified information you would have to know. In
What's
my mind,
Regicide Anon?
so Regicide Anon is the person who uploaded on YouTube where we found the Internet Archive for their YouTube channel. And this is the
Gotcha.
earliest version we can find. There might have been other ones that are out there. They just didn't get, snapped on the Internet Archive, right? I mean, I would imagine Regicide Anon really wasn't the first person to upload it, but they were one of the early ones, most likely, and that the other versions have been scrubbed, and therefore we can't find
Gotcha.
them. And so that's the theory behind
And
it.
so, is
So
there a theory,
yeah.
like, for the people who say like this is a fake video? Was the like everything real up, and they just like added, or is the entire thing faked? Like for people who are saying,
There's various degrees. Some people think that just the orbs and the zap are fake, which doesn't really make a lot of sense to me because even then, like, well, what's the implication here? So if the U.S. government made this, they added some orbs and they added a zap to it, like, what's the purpose? What happens when they show that on CNN? What does a normie brain person think, right? They're not going to
yeah,
go, oh yeah, aliens zapped the plane to the Xenu dimension. No, they're going to go, U.S. government's covering this up. This is a cover up, right? So it would implicate the U.S. government directly. Like if this was the U.S. government and they're trying to use this as disinformation, they're not going to put orbs in this plane. They're going to have like a picture of Russia shooting it down with a missile, right? And then the problem with this is that if this plane got shot down, the debris field would be even bigger than if it crashed into the ocean. You have a plane in the air and it gets shot down, the debris field goes for hundreds of miles,
massive.
right?
Yeah,
It's going to be
Yeah.
impossible to cover up. And that's why there's like some YouTubers out there that are idiots think that, oh, it was shot down and they somehow picked up all the debris. Like it's just completely nonsensical. People were searching the next day, and it's not like they were all in on it, right? There's like people just on boats boating around where if this plane crashes somewhere, they're going to see it. You're not going to be able to make every single independent party, hide the fact that there's hundreds of miles of debris everywhere. So there's no chance this thing was shot down based on just the evidence alone. And there's, even less than there is of this plane crashing into the ocean.